Well, to deliberate on this further, Libera Soshoma, legal practitioner and political affairs analyst, joins me now on the news. Thank you so much for joining us. What do you make of the proposed reduction in the federal government's revenue share in revenue? Would this in any way enshrine equitable distribution of the accrued revenue into the federation account to the three tiers of government?
Yeah, thank you for that. I think what is happening here is an indirect way of trying to silence the call for fiscal federalism and the restructuring that had been at the forefront or at the top burner of all the national discussions till date. So this idea of trying to, review and reverse the revenue sharing to give the states a little upper hand, and then the federal government, reduce a few percentage from the federal government allocation. For me, it's not, and we definitely not address the revenue sharing issue or the crisis that had actually started the call for restructuring and financial and fiscal federalism in Nigeria. Because basically what you see happening here, it's now, giving the state and the local government a little above 50%. The question you will now ask yourself is, even the one that was given to the state before and the local government, what did they do with it? And then also, secondly, because this money is what you call a feeding bottle system of government. Somebody just sit down and the revenue is collected, then at the end of the month you go to Abuja, you collect a share of it. So it's not properly utilized. But if it is money that you actually trust for, locally, like what we call internally generated revenue, and you pay taxes to the federal, then everybody will sit up. What basically people are against is this feeding bottle system, where you collect every revenue and then you now decide a formula to sharing it. Everybody collects equally, and then some collect on the basis of population or size or number of local governments. It definitely would work. A situation like one example I would give you, which has been on the top burner, for example, is a state like Kano, Katsina, Jigawa, and all of these things, with the number of local government that they have. So whatever is coming to the local government, coupled with what eventually comes to the state, will be much more than, some of the other states down south here, who are not collecting derivation. So there's no need for all of this revenue sharing. Let's actually practice fiscal federalism, where people actually pay taxes to the federal. And then the federal can now use that as an opportunity to help, those states that are not too buoyant and are poor. So this idea, if you like, turn it upside down, give the states more, and then give federal a little, you're still going to have the same challenges and problems.
Now, could you briefly tell us, the report proposed 29.79% for state governments and 21.04% for the local governments. But with the financial and administrative autonomy not yet granted to all the local governments across Nigeria, how do you see this playing out?
So basically, what that means, first and foremost also, is the fact that the state government, collectively with the local government will get about 51% of the revenue. So with that, that's why I said the state government and the local government collectively, because we all know that the funds that is accruable to the local government, it hardly gets directly to the local government. What they have is a situation where they have what they call a FAC and JAC, joint account with the local government. And then when the local government sign away, part of their revenues, to the state government, and then in turn, you share it for equitable distribution. So when that happens, the money is still going to go to the state government, and then the state government takes over the agencies of the local government, and then spend the money the way they like. The autonomy that we'll be talking about for local government, you remember Executive Order number 10, that spells out penalty for state governors that do not comply with autonomy for local government, state and the state judiciary and legislature. The executive order was struck down. So definitely what's going to happen is that the state are just going to have more money, and then the governors are going to be more wasteful, and at the end of the day, the benefits will not certainly accrue to the local government that they should accrue to.
Well, indeed, Libera Soshoma, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but it's this much you can take on the topic. But many thanks, legal practitioner and political affairs analyst Libera Soshoma. Thank you very much for your contribution.